What is going on, everybody? What is up? This is another TAT episode. My name is Dennis Smith. I'm here joined by Jam,
Your man's jam.
the man's Jam. My man's almost a Twitch affiliate. I'm hype.
Yo, but
Try, man. We out here trying things. But yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. Before we start, super smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Always subscribe to Jam's Twitch channel. Subscribe to or follow us on the socials. It's at the alt time. And you got an invite to the Discord. You all have an invite to the Discord. It's a new one. We just opened it. It's going to be connected with a lot of things, other creators out there. Got Jam, myself, and then others, and then just hang out in the lobby. And then we have things. We're trying to work on some things with the Discord. We're working on some things once it gets more populated and stuff. But I got big plans for the Discord as well. So definitely join that, hang out, and it's for creators. Everybody's a creator, I feel like, and that's you guys as well. So, anyways, now that that's out the way, how you doing, Jam? How are you?
hey man, I'm doing good. I texted you yesterday. I got that great news
Great
for the most
news.
part about great. God is good, man.
Health
Listen, that's
update.
all I can say.
You wanna update the
Health
people? Or what's
update.
up, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I tell them I got the good news that I basically don't have cancer. Like that's just crazy, right? Like to hear that is like, and that's I always try to keep my personal life a little bit more secretive or like on the
Facts.
down low. But I am also at the same time to contradict that an open book. So if you
Yeah.
ask me, I'm gonna tell you. And the openness of me for the most part, I got that call basically telling me the 16 millimeter lesion I had in my right femur is not malignant. So for the most part, I'm good. I do got to follow up with an orthopedic,
Mhm.
just to find out exactly what it is. But overall, that call after that test and just checking my lab results, that's a beautiful sign. So I'm blessed, man. That's all I can say. And I accept the things I can't change, this
All right.
prayer of serenity, and
All
I'm
right.
at peace with it. You know what I mean? That's really what
Absolutely.
it is. So health update. God is good. I'm good. You feel me?
Good.
Jam is good.
There we go. We're
Uh,
good.
how about you, bro? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I recently moved. I think this is this the first TAT episode in the new place for me, or is that what this
Yes,
is?
sir.
All
I think
right,
so.
yeah, man. I
Yes,
had to get you, as you can
sir.
see behind me. I had to get this together before the first TAT episode in the new place, man. Yeah, as y'all can see, got most of my Funkos that I've always had with me. Just kind of a different look is all. Got my T'Challa over here. Got the Iron Man little gauntlet thing over there, the Spider Man wall, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying the new place, trying to make it as comfortable and cozy as I possibly can. Um, and yeah, that's it, man. Just working and hanging out and trying to make content for everybody. So that's it. That's it. I know we got some
That's what we
collab.
do.
Yeah, that's what we do, man. I know we got some plans for sure. Like I know you, especially collab wise. I know you want to interview some people. I know I want to interview some people, so we gonna try to
Yes,
make that
sir.
kind of stuff happen. So, uh, yeah, man, excited for that. But yeah, man, health update for me. I'm good too. Like I'm pretty healthy as well. I need to get back working. That's the only thing I haven't been working out as much as I need to be because of the new move and the new job and stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to get back into a routine. I need to find the routine. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I'm
Some
solid,
structure,
man.
right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And during the
I
midst of
feel
all
that. Same.
this, right. In the midst of all this, I was able to somehow get out and watch Mission Impossible and Barbenheimer. Watch Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Marvin,
Barbenheimer, yeah, man. Very, very interesting couple days watching those two movies for me.
yes,
And
sir.
yeah, man, do you want to go first on the Barbenheimer aspect or
Yeah, man.
go
I'll
ahead,
jump
man?
into it, man.
Yeah, man.
So today makes it. We are recording today is Sunday the 30th,
Yeah.
July 30th, 2023, and
Hmm.
today makes a week that I've seen both films. I actually would be just getting out around like an hour ago from Oppenheimer. So I did the double feature. I went to see Barbie first, and then I did Oppenheimer after. And I already told you, everybody that I wanted to see Oppenheimer first because I just knew how long that movie was going to be, and then see Barbie after for that clean slate.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that. Timing didn't work out. Went with my niece, my sister, my mom, my lady. So I was the man in the family, and I had to take that L basically. We went to see Barbie first,
Right.
and listen, I loved it. I appreciated it. If I had to give it a review, I gave it a 9, maybe 8.5, 9 out of 10.
Yep.
I don't think it was as funny as it was made out to be. I think it was still funny.
Yeah.
But I think those deep messages hit so well.
Yeah.
For me, growing up with my mother, a single mom, and my sister's 10 years older than me, like those two mother figures in my life, like it really hit at home for like what we're talking about with patriarchy and just women in general, and like how the world is ruled by men. And it's really just, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And they hit so deep, so well on even men's point of views on things, and it was very minimal on the context, but it was good enough. Like it was just what you needed, and not what you would even expect from a Barbie movie.
Yeah.
I think all of them, like I said, all of the messages hit very well. I really appreciated the movie, man, and the acting. Whew, man, Margot Robbie, she knocked it out the park, and I'm not even like America Ferrera as well. They hit at home for me.
Her monologue was nice.
The director and writer was writing. You seen the meme where they was writing the fire?
Bars.
Like it's like the girl writing the bars. It's SpongeBob in the bars, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, she was hitting. But yeah, overall, I loved it. So then going right into Oppenheimer, that movie, completely different film, different film. And even still, to me, it was a masterpiece. I mean, masterpiece may be a bad choice of words, but it was a very influential and impactful film. I'll say that. I think it needs to be taught in history classes. Around that time when they're starting to talk about World War II and then the bombs and everything, like an atomic bomb and the arms race and stuff. I think that needs to be shown in like a week. Give it a week. Kids don't get long in class, like about an hour. So maybe in the week they talk about it in class, and the end of the last 2 days of class or whatever, they do reviews or write something up on it. But I think that movie was that influential where it needs to be taught, or it needs to be shown to people as they're being brought into the knowledge of World War II and things like that. Because there's things that I didn't even know about World War II in general that I learned from this film. And obviously, it may not be the most truth to this film, but it's a biopic. So in my eyes, I'm like, oh, okay, like, and I'm starting to do research. And so I thought if I had to give it a review, man, we try not to do too much review scaling. But I always have the fun and enjoyment in that. If I had to give it a review, I would say I would give it like an 8.5, man. 8.5. I think it was a very solid film. My only issues, man, it was just so long. It was 3 hours. I felt like there was, like there was some scenes that I didn't need, or some things I didn't need. I'll tell you one scene though that hit for me. Christopher Nolan knew, man, you could tell he made a superhero movie before. When they had Oppenheimer, when they had Oppie put on his suit, he had the hat and the thing with the chulum, bro, had the pipe. Like, I was like, come on, bro. I'm like, yo, bro he's putting on his superhero outfit at the end in the halfway point of the film. I was like, all right. But that was really like my time with it, Oppenheimer or Barbenheimer. I enjoyed the craze. I love the craze. I love what it did for cinema. Barbie is killing it at the box office. Like, we see it. And Oppenheimer, like I said, I think it was very influential. I do got one other tad bit before I pass it off to you. I think the bomb, I watched it in IMAX, and I think the bomb was a little anticlimactic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it felt a little.
I was surprised.
The visuals.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't really
amazing.
I was surprised they didn't really. That wasn't really like the focus at all. Like, it wasn't
at all.
Like, they didn't put much emphasis on it. It was just kind of a thing that happened.
That happened.
So it's pretty interesting.
But that was really like that was my time, bro. That was like my time with the craze of Barbenheimer. What about you? Like, how did you experience this?
Hold on, quick question. Did you wear pink though?
I wore pink sneakers. I
Okay.
did. I wore pink. I
I got
did.
you.
We
Nice.
all wore pink. I did. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Nice. Yeah, no,
Did you?
I had the
Did
pink
you?
shorts. I had the pink shorts. I had a white tee, pink shorts. I was good to
Let's
go.
go.
White
Let's
socks. I
go.
was white, pink, white. I was
Let's
good. I
go.
was good.
Let's
I was
go.
beaching. I was beaching. Let's be serious.
Hey, like, I was beaching. What do you do? I beach.
I beach.
I
That's what
beach.
I
I
do.
beach. What you mean? That's what I do.
Nah, yeah, Barbie was really cool. I saw it. The way I saw it was weird. I saw Barbie Friday night and then Oppenheimer Saturday morning. So just very weird. But Barbie Friday night, we even dude, my best friend booked it late too. So like we had to go to Kentucky to freaking watch the movie, which Cincinnati is right next to Kentucky. It's like right next to Kentucky, but like we had to drive a little ways to get to the theater. And I've never been to this theater before in my life, but apparently it's like next to a school. It was like nothing but little high school girls in this theater, man. But it was
Is this
very
for Barbie?
for Barbie, yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
very interesting night. Everybody decked out in pink. It was really cool. But I think that, I didn't know anything going into Barbie, really. I just was expecting fun. And I think like all the messaging and stuff like that, I feel like took the girls that were in this theater I think it like kind of took them, I don't want to say out of it, but like I feel like nobody in that theater was expecting that, like for it to get real on us like that.
Yeah.
I think everybody was just expecting like memes, like meme central, basically.
And fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So for when it got like deep and serious, and it took that turn to go to the real world and stuff like that, I think that was like I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed it. I think the person next to me was also enjoying it. She was more grown up too. But I think a lot of the little girls in there was expecting something different than what they got, which was funny. But as far as the movie, really love the cast. I think Ryan Gosling as Ken, great. Margot, like I love that little part where she's like all sad and the narrator comes out as like, yeah, if you're gonna make a Barbie movie, like Margot Robbie's probably the one. Like, I forget what it was. Yeah, it's like
she was talking about being perfect or something like that.
Yeah. Like you're gonna make just like she's not the one to be like not perfect for this Barbie movie. America Ferrera, she was great, and she had her little monologue when she snapped off. That was really cool. I thought Issa Rae was great. I think she's really good in a lot of things that she does. I will say Will Ferrell. I'm not the biggest Will Ferrell guy. I don't find him crazy funny like a lot of people do. And I think for me, he almost took me out of the movie a little bit, I will say. Just because he's the way his humor is just kind of different, and I don't know. It took a lot of the like seriousness of the messaging they were trying to convey out of it, which was maybe the point, which I understand. But yeah, I enjoyed the whole switch of like them going to the real world, Ken being like, oh, this is like, you could see it click for him, like, oh, this is how it is out here. Everything's catered to me. I'm gonna bring this back to Barbie Land, and that was really cool. Really nice to see Simu Liu.
I think Simu Liu. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice to see him. Obviously, I love him from Shang-Chi and all that. And, he started his career being like a, what do you call it? Like a stock photo guy, like a stock video person. Like they would just go get to put in like, yeah. So like it was just kind of funny because he was kind of in that role in Barbie too, where people go, you know what stock videos is, like that's like free to everybody.
Yeah.
He started his career doing those, and so like it was almost like he was back into that kind of role, which was pretty funny. What else? And then there's one more person over. Oh yeah, Ben Kingsley. The props were great. The props were really great. But yeah, Ben Kingsley, he's all over the place right now. He's got the whole
killing it.
Yeah, he's got the Bob Marley movie coming out too. It's like,
which looks
pretty good.
Looks good, bro.
Looks pretty good. Right,
I'm all about biopics after seeing Oppenheimer.
That's true.
Any biopic, I'm like, hey, bring it here.
That's true.
Bring it here. I'm going to learn something, and if it's good, it's even better.
That's true. So yeah, and then Saturday got to Oppenheimer and really enjoyed that too, and in such a different way, like you were saying. It's very I like you were saying, like some parts are very slow, but I think the way that it's shot, like the scenes move, it moves from scene to scene. Like there's no like wasted
Yeah.
like walking to the car or something, like something like insignificant. It's all the scenes are pretty significant, and
Fluid.
yeah, it's fluid. Like scene to scene, like okay, this is what's happening in this part of his life. This is this,
Yeah.
and then the whole black and white part mixed with like the color parts is like it's really well directed for sure. Obviously, Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan knows what he's doing, and I thought that it really picked up for me when I forget the guy's name, but he comes into the room while he's teaching his people, and he basically is like, oh, this bomb, like it can work, and he's like sweating and stuff. Like he's sweating. He's like, oh, this can really work, and he's like passing the notes around to the classmates, and then it finally reaches
Oh yeah.
Oppenheimer, and they're like, yeah, this thing can work, and they're like kind of terrified by
Yeah.
but like at the same time they hype because they obviously they're just working on it, and that's what they want. And I thought it was interesting that it was he turned from just wanting to make this bomb because he's just so interested in it to, oh, how they gonna use it, like, oh, they about to use this on actual people, like I'm gonna be the reason why people are gonna die type thing. So once that clicked for him, it was like, and then everybody started questioning him and all of that, and you know what happens and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long 3 hours, and every scene is a lot of talking. You got to pay attention to it, so you really got
Yep.
to be dialed in. And like I said, man, after that movie, it's like, man, I need a drink. Like I just need to sit down and like I don't need to do nothing else the rest of the day. Like I just need to sit.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
I'm
Facts.
exhausted,
Facts.
exhausted. But yeah, that
And
was
just think
my
about it. I did
Barbenheimer.
5 hours of that. I did 5 hours.
Yeah. Oh, you did it all. Yeah, you did it all in the same day. Yeah, that's. Yeah, no way. I'm glad I split it
Just thinking
up.
about it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but that was my Barbenheimer experience, man, for sure.
Cool.
That's about
Cool.
it for me.
So
What
I will
is?
tell you. I tell you that same weekend I got to throw a sleeper in there. We ain't really
Mm.
want. We ain't really talk about
Oh
this.
yeah, go ahead, go
Uh,
ahead. 'Cause I
we
haven't seen
talk
it
about
yet.
this but I'm gonna give y'all a sleeper. That whole Barbenheimer weekend, both of those movies were great. Like I said, I give Barbie 8.5 out of 9. I'm gonna stick with the 9. Oppenheimer, let's stay at 8. But the 10 out of 10 movie that weekend was They Clone Tyrone on Netflix, starring John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, and Tiona Paris. Okay, absolutely every one of those actors deserves an Academy, whatever, like a nomination for specifically John Boyega for best like actor, and supporting actor and actress got to go to, like I said, Jamie Foxx and Tiona Paris.
Mm-hmm.
They killed it. I don't know if it's a cultural thing for like us, like me as an Afro Latino, you as a black man. Like I don't know if it's a thing that where it's just a classic for our culture,
Yeah.
or if it's just a classic in general. Because this movie was like filmed so well. I don't want to give too much away because if I know you say you haven't
Yeah, I
seen it,
still gotta
but
see it.
I want everybody to take note from that. If you're taking one thing after the Barbenheimer craze, is that They Clone Tyrone should have been in theaters. I promise
Mm.
you, because it would have hit differently. Regardless, I will say Dennis made a really good point when it comes to our man Ben. What is it, Ben
Kingsley. Yeah,
Kingsley?
Ben Kingsley. Yeah.
Ben Kingsley. He
Mm-hmm.
he was also in something else
Okay.
this last week, which
Okay.
is ended the season finale of Secret Invasion. So
Secret
we want to talk about it.
Invasion.
We got to talk about it. We about to dive into it here with y'all now. You see the purple light on me. The squirrel's blood is outside. You feel me? Like, listen, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, and of everybody that is basically going crazy on social media. I don't want to say I'm too far off that
All
because
right.
I don't think it was the best thing ever, but I don't think it was as bad as we making it seem, y'all. I think for me, I appreciated it what we got. I think a lot of people wanted something really big and epic from this, story, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's valid. That's valid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted something more, and I get that. They did tell us that it was going to be something grounded, but to your point, you kind of drilled this in my head a lot. Like there can be things that are grounded and still like hit. And
Fire.
so,
Like
you know what I'm saying?
fire.
I get that. I get that. I don't think it's as terrible as we think. What I personally believe is that our expectations as MCU fans are just so crazy high that that's what we wanted. That even though we got like a sleeper joint, it's like, nah, it's trash. It's trash. It's like, hold on, it's not trash. It's not terrible. It's still solid. It's just not here. It ain't here. It's about like a, you know what I'm saying? Like here. Like,
Right.
go ahead. Go
No,
ahead. Go
I
ahead. Go
think
ahead. I
no,
know you.
no, 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 because no, I think that people are mad because the tools that were given to them for this show. I think that's what's like the part that
Crazy.
hurts. Like you got this incredible
Crazy.
cast with a secret invasion story, and the main character is a
But
badass
what's the
secret
secret
agent.
invasion story though?
Well, they could have made. Well, to me, okay. I mean, I can go right into. I can go right into what
Yeah, go
what
please,
I
because
wanted
we
it. What
me and
I
him. Oh, so look, we
uh,
gotta tell him though. Me and him are on the opposite spectrum, y'all. Look,
right.
he hates this. So I don't want to say hate. Bad
I
choice
don't
of
hate.
words.
Yeah, I don't hate. I
That's
just
bad choice of words.
it's hard
Go ahead, bro.
to say what is exactly how I feel about it, but to me, the secret invasion story. I really actually wasn't even gonna say this until I was watching Eric Voss today. He put out a video and literally said the same thing I've been thinking all week long about it. To me, the secret invasion story should have been after the president figures out that that Rhodey's a Skrull and that Skrulls are alive, and he announces that attack. Basically, that's where the secret invasion story for me, like that should have been shown, in my opinion. Like, so for me,
What do you mean?
I would have condensed this down. Everything that we got. I mean, we could take out some of the other like fluff stuff. I would have condensed this show down to 3 episodes, and then like where we got the cliffhanger of like attack everybody that's not from Earth. I would have had the next 4 episode 4, 5, and 6 be all about that, and Fury figuring out how to deal with that. So that's and then Eric Voss went a step further, and he was saying basically he would have had that at the end of the first episode. I wasn't gonna say this until he said that. I was like, damn, somebody feel the same exact way as I do. He said after the first episode, he would have had the president figure it out, and then the whole rest of the show would have been about that, and like that being the secret invasion, because then you have a chance to make more like suspenseful scenes, in my opinion, when there's already a frenzy going on about it. That's how I see it.
I kind of. So just hold on. You might have to edit this part out. Did you lose me at a point?
I no, I didn't lose your video. You were like paused for a second, but you're fine. You're good.
Okay. Only reason I say that because my joint went out. It said like, and I could still hear everything you
Okay.
said, but I couldn't see you. It said unstable connection.
Okay.
But I'm gonna jump in there now. What you was just saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real honest with you. You make a lot of valid points. I didn't think about it that way. I feel like it could have. Now that you say that, I feel like it could have been condensed down. It could have been, and like you said, and started off from like where the cliffhanger of the show ends. It can go from there into the rest of the show. My only, to play devil's advocate, my only rebuttal to that would be I think that they might be trying to hold that for armor
for something else, right? Like, I get
don't
that.
know. I don't know. I told you what I told you when we were talking about it through text and in the chat. My issue now as a comic reader, as somebody like who I genuinely, y'all see it all the time. I read a lot. And for me, I try now not to, because I used to do this a lot actually. I try now, and you know that we've talked about like Thor: Love and Thunder, what they could have or should have or would have done. Like I try not to get into that anymore because for me, it's what we talked about, expectations. It takes away, like when I set up my expectations to something really, whether it's the comic book adaptations or what I thought it was going to be way better than what it was, it starts making me not appreciate what we got. That's what I'm trying to focus on when it comes to like how people are feeling about it. It's like what we got wasn't terrible. I think to your point, the story of Secret Invasion, the cast that they had of all of these amazing actors and actresses, like that was a fumble. That kind of was a fumble. But I don't think overall like the blend of all of that. Like the people are complaining about the CGI, bro. The CGI in the Super Scroll fight is not terrible.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
care.
terrible.
I care less about that. I could care less.
Like that. Like I was like, bro, are you serious? Like the way this show is all shot, the scenes, like the dialogue, bro. That's literally the hope. Like everything about the show is actually kind of heat. It's just the story is a little iffy. And then I want to dive into what are my issues with the story. One of them being the Rhodey situation, which for the most part everybody in the world is tight about Rhodey.
Yeah.
I think with the Rhodey thing, I'm gonna give y'all my theory. Well, before we get into my theory, there's basically shown in the show, in that he came out or he got swapped during Civil War. That everybody's like, oh, maybe that can't be the case. Like the director literally has came out and said it, that he was swapped,
which is
during Civil War.
Yeah, go ahead, because I have another issue with that too.
So I personally think bro should have stayed quiet. I don't think you should have said anything unless Kevin Feige said something, to be quite honest with you. But he basically said that the way it's shown in the show, it's kind of hinted at, right? Like it's hinted that where he's been taken at, which is Civil War. I think that's kind of bad in a writing sense. In the show itself, they tell us that the scroll, this plan that Gravik started after Fury came from the blip. He tells him that hey, this started once you came back. You weren't the same. I lost control. Like the council basically decided that Gravik was going to do whatever he wanted to do. Then, and you see in the show, Gravik takes over. He's in charge now. So we know this plan started after the blip. So how would Rhodey have taken in since Civil War?
Yeah, and when you said that, I questioned. I was like, it feels like there were seeds planted before that, because like people were just already up in high positions. But then also the ending scene of the finale where they show all the pods of people that's like in that big room, like everybody that's under those machines on those beds. You remember that part? At the very
that
end?
was after. That was the Gravik did that. Gravik did that after he had killed all the his people in episode 5.
Yeah.
He did that. He did, remember, because he said it to Gaia when she was posing as Samuel, as Nick Fury. He was like, "Where are all your people?" And he was like, "They asleep." He was like taking a nap or something like that. He said, "Remember?" So he put them all to sleep. Like he put them all. Oh, my thing is how. I don't know how he did that.
I don't know. Yeah.
There's just a lot of,
which again, show us. That's my whole thing, is like, show us that stuff.
To be fair, I think that's the point of the Secret Invasion. It's like, it wasn't, they tried, like you said, the marketing was about, like we talked about during the chat or through text, like it was a lot about the who's who, like, and you didn't feel that. But maybe that's the point of the ending. It's kind of just like, well, it's not a who's who thing. It's more of like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So to get into my theory with Rhodey, I want to tell y'all. So obviously, like I said, the writing with him is just doesn't make sense at all. Like it's not hidden. But how this might make sense with Rhodey is essentially in the comics, and I know this is an adaptation. They didn't even read the comics, so they're not thinking this deep. But I'm just pointing out a way this could make sense for the MCU. In the comics, the Skrulls some of the Skrulls don't even know that they're Skrulls. They're impersonating like Captain America. They're impersonating like Iron Man to a point. Didn't like during the Secret Invasion, he doesn't know if he's a Skrull. Armor Wars, the comic, is about Iron Man dealing with like the issues of like the tech going into the wrong hands, right? I'm thinking they could kind of merge those two, where it's like Skrull, the Rhodey that we've seen getting pulled out of the compound at the end of Secret Invasion. What if it's a Skrull and he doesn't even know he's a Skrull? What if the Skrull invasion is that deep, where you got Skrulls that are undercover but don't know that they're undercover? They genuinely think, just like in the comic, they are these characters. They are, I am Rhodey. You know what I'm saying? Like Colonel Rhodes. And so that was my first thought. And maybe it's supposed to like be a trick of the eye type thing where they making us think that Rhodey was swapped during Civil War or whatever, but he genuinely isn't. Again, just a theory,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping maybe it's something like that, because I think if it's the opposite end of that coin, like we've talked about, the writing just doesn't make sense
Mm-hmm.
from what we were shown in Secret Invasion and told in Secret Invasion. It just doesn't make sense. So that's like one of my main issues. I'm gonna let you go. What other issues do you have with Secret Invasion besides like the wasted actors and stuff
Well,
like that?
even the Rhodey part, the Rhodey reveal for me, like I wish they would have and just give us that moment of, if you're gonna come out and say that it's from Civil War, that's when the switch happened. Why not write those couple little lines at the end and basically have what's his name, Everett Ross, ask him. I know he asked a little bit, but like ask him like, dude, what do you remember last? And he actually responds and says something, and that like tells, like maybe he says something like I remember falling out of the sky or something like that. And then we all like have that moment. He's like, and he actually asks like where Tony is or something like that. And like we get to see him like act that out and feel that emotion whenever Ross tells him like what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like, what are we saving that for? Is my question. Like I feel like he could have got his acting chops off on that.
I mean, what if what if Armor Wars starts just like that?
Just like that. But it's kind of watered down because the guy, because first of all we have to wait, but then the guy came out and actually told us that it's from Civil War as well. So like it's a little bit watered down when in that moment. He didn't say definitively, but like in that moment it would have been in that moment we could have all felt that. Like everybody could have been like, yo, that's crazy right then and there. Like I don't know, I just feel like that could have been something. Also, my whole other thing was like the if that is the case, there's also a character, and is it Grava that was playing him? The Skrull named Grava. I think the Skrull that played the fake Rhodey.
Oh yes,
Grava. So so like this Skrull basically is in some huge moments in that, if that's the case, and like we don't even really know much about her. Like that's another character that's like, all right, so you kind of just created this, and she's killed off. Like you just kind of created this new character right there in that moment, who's apparently been with us for so long during some huge moments. And like she's just like gone, and we don't really know anything about her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just one little, I know it's like a side thing. We don't really need to care about it, but it was just something I was thinking about. Like, damn, that's
but
just,
you care about Rhodey.
Yeah, we care. Yeah, we care about Rhodey. And then if somebody was playing him that hard, like, damn, I would kind of want to know a little bit more about this Skrull too. Like, damn, who is this person?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. And then let's see, because I have notes, man. I have notes on this.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I literally might write an article because I have it all there anyway. But
hey, you heard it here first, y'all. You heard it here first.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I just thought that there was a little like I think people were saying this too, like just the hand holding a little bit. Like I feel like this show needed to take more risks, and that's part of like what I was saying before, of what I wanted them to do with like the imagination of, if it were to like the president come out maybe in the third episode and figure it out, and then like episode 4, 5, and 6 is like actually a frenzy and people going crazy about it, then you have to like really come up with a show that, you know, like people are going crazy. Like you got to really start creating at that point, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was something that I feel we like Loki and WandaVision as much as we do, because they took risks like that, in my opinion. So like they took, like Loki is a very, you know, we got the TVA, very new. We got the multiverse. We got variants, a big bad setup at the end, but we also really got really deep into Loki. Like Mobius broke him down like tore him apart, rebuilt him type shit.
First episode.
Yeah, first episode. Yeah, and then but we got all those things, and it was just kind of a story that took a lot of imagination and creation to make, in my opinion. Same with WandaVision. Like it was a decade by decade sitcom at first. We're all like, what in the world's going on? And that was just kind of really creative. And they showed us the transformation from Wanda to Scarlet Witch. And then also gave us like, this is what it looks like when a superpowered being is dealing with grief and don't know how to really deal with it like that. I just feel like our guy Fury, he's the main character. Like, what, in your opinion, like, what do you think that this man has learned from he stepped off the ship, right, in the first episode, and going back to the ship, the sixth episode, the finale, with his wife? Like, do you feel like because I don't feel like he's like super changed man is all. Like he lost two of his homies, but then is he changed? Because he didn't have that conversation. That's my other issue.
I think he did learn stuff though. I think.
What do you think?
I think he learned gratitude and appreciation, actually, a lot. And he didn't have trust either. He didn't really trust nobody. I mean, he kind of, I take the trust thing back. But I think he learned more appreciation and gratitude, not just in his personal life, but for the people he worked with. Because think about the conversations he had with Talos. He's like, I've done so much for you. We don't even have a home. And it's like, I've now got to thank you. And he's like, I'm not helping you until you tell me. You literally beg for me. And it's genuine. You know what I mean? And he's like, and Fury, what'd he do? He kissed his ass. He's like, yo, like, I'm nothing without you. I think he learned. I think that was, and this old man, it's something an old man has to, I think that we all go through that point, right? And I think we all will go through that point in our lives. Like, he's like, they've all said it. He's not the same Fury. He's different. But I think that's really one of the biggest things that he learned. Appreciation for his in his personal life, for his wife and all that she's done, sacrifice as a Skrull, not just as his wife, but as a Skrull. Then for his for his friends or the people that worked with him for a long time, I think he appreciated that. I think he also, I don't think maybe not every
she doesn't show it very much. He's very like,
well, I mean, but that's Fury. That's Fury.
That's Fury.
Like, yeah, he's hardened. I think it was very cool to see him have, like, to see that side of Fury, like the things with his wife, the dialogue with Talos, even like the scene with Maria Hill's mom's, like, I thought that was impactful. He lost because he had to take that on chin. He had to learn, but he lost. He did lose a lot.
He did. Yeah, he did lose a lot.
I think the issue is that we as MCU fans didn't lose a lot. Like, we didn't feel close to Talos. We didn't feel close to Maria Hill. I mean, I like Maria Hill, I like Talos.
I like both of them. Yeah, I like both of them. I felt that Talos was...
But not everybody feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of the MCU fans would be like, bro, you just killed Talos. We had him in, like, 3 movies. You know what I mean? Like, we just killed Maria Hill. Like, oh, like, that's Fury's right. I will say that's another issue I have for me. Samuel, look, we all love Samuel L. Jackson. He's going to act until he can't act no more. But, like, let's be realistic. He's been Nick Fury forever. I want another director or in person in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Saber. Like, and to me, Fury should be the person that is in cameos from here at this point out. And he's about to be another supporting actor in the Marvels. I thought Maria Hill, as a fan of Maria Hill, she's literally the director in the comics at points in time. Like, why not just keep her around?
So, do you think that they're gonna make that? Do you think they're gonna make that Olivia girl, Sonya? You think she's gonna be kind of in a role like that now? That one of my questions to you that I literally wrote down was like, do you think that Sonya and Gaia are like the new Fury and Talos?
Kinda, they are. But I feel like I could see Sonya as the good version of what is her name from Black Widow? Is it Black Widow or Hawkeye? Whatever it is, Victoria.
Oh, Victoria. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Victoria De La Fontaine. I forget her name.
From Wakanda Forever. Also, I think I could see that, like in the Thunderbolts, I could see Gaia and Sonya like on the opposite end of whatever they're doing. trying to stop that. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But when they were people were like, oh, they're gonna get rid of Gaia. Like, well, how do you nerf her? The first thing in my mind, I'm like, they can do so many different things. Like, and in the
Mm-hmm.
comics, that's one of the ways. But one of the ways is basically they get rid of the same way Super Skrulls get their power is one of the ways they can take away their powers.
Yeah.
And so that was the first. Well, that's what I said in the chat to Zen the other day. I was like, I know how they could do it, but I don't know if they would do it the same way. Like, because
Mm-hmm.
comics ain't always the same way
Mm-hmm.
as the movies. Um, Also, they could just nerf her. They could be like, oh, she can't use all those powers for a certain. You know what I mean? Like they could do
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. For
I'm not
sure.
really worried about that. What I'm more worried about is if they don't choose to nerf her because it's Amelia Clark, and why would you not use her again if she wants to come back?
Right.
My thing is, I could see them having her go toe to toe against Sentry in the Thunderbolts. That feels like a good point where she would come in. That's just something I would think that she would come in for. Again, I could be
Interesting.
wrong, but that's just like my
Interesting.
whole thought process about it. I'm gonna get into another issue real quick about Secret Invasion. I don't
Go
know if you
ahead.
have any more,
Oh,
but
I got
Captain
more.
Marvel, man, you got more. All right, so yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about him, man. Captain Marvel, man.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about what they did with Captain Marvel at
Mm-hmm.
all. And not that she's not in the show. It's about what they're doing with the writing of her character. Like to me, it makes no sense that Captain Marvel isn't or hasn't been on Earth for almost 30 years now. So in the show, they show us from Captain Marvel went in 95 with the
Right.
Skrulls to find them a planet. And so from 95 to 97, they basically couldn't find them a planet. And then from 97 till what, 2023, she's just not on Earth. I don't really
Apparently.
understand that. That to me, that just doesn't like add up. Um, So
Yeah.
yeah, that's like one
She.
of my biggest issues.
Yeah.
I know that she said to I know that she said to Rhodey, or if it is Rhodey now, maybe it was a scroll, but I know she said to him in Endgame that like, yo, there's a lot of planets that don't
That need.
have
Yeah. Don't have the
you guys.
Avengers. Yeah.
But it's like for you're in space for this long, you don't find them a planet to like the scrolls, you don't find the scrolls a planet to make home. You didn't come across Thanos not once.
Right.
And or the Guardians when they were dealing with Ronan the first time, like
Yeah.
with and the Nova Corp was calling them like, and you're proclaiming yourself as the protector of the like the galaxy, like the
Yeah.
Avenger of the
Nah.
galaxy. Like I don't really.
I hope in the Marvels they go into like she better have been busy. Like she better have been like on
Quick
some.
question. Quick question.
Go ahead.
Did you? My thing went down again. Could you have? Did you see me when I
Yeah.
was
You're
doing that
good.
whole like
Yeah.
spiel?
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. My
Yeah.
fault.
Nah. But yeah, I was saying basically like I hope they show that like she's been maybe you don't even have to show, but like she hopefully she's been busy as hell. Like
Yeah.
whatever's been taking up her time, it needs to be serious. And that's why like
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking maybe she is with some kind of team out there and they're doing something. I have no idea. Like she just has like a commitment to a different team or something like that right
That's
now.
true.
I have no idea.
Alpha Flight or
Yeah, I have no idea, but I like they were saying in the chat. I'm very interested in the Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel, like whatever's
Facts.
going on there that they showed in
Facts.
WandaVision, because she pissed too. Like she pissed.
I
So
need the Marvels to be like 2.5 hours at least. At
yeah,
least.
man.
I wouldn't be mad if it's like I wouldn't be mad if it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes for real, for real.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this movie, which actually brings up another question for you. The main villain is like a Kree person, right? She's like a Kree militant,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
So like with the ending of Secret Invasion and them going up to the space basically, and he was saying the Kree are open to like peace talks.
I think it
So
could be
like,
false. I think they're
fuck.
trying to find the rest of the scrolls and decimate them. Low key.
Okay, that's about to say because like they don't look nice in the Marvels. Like she don't look like she's playing around in the Marvels. Like she's definitely on her
And they
villain
could
stuff.
and they could possibly be working with the humans thinking like, oh yeah, we get them off planet, like you get
Yeah,
them off our planet, we'll give them safe harbor, and then we just kill them. You know what I'm saying? They thinking they just kill them all. Who knows?
I did see somebody also have a theory that the Kree the bad girl is not even actually like a bad person, and that they just hate because apparently Captain Marvel may have done something to piss her off.
Yeah.
And like she's actually really just after Captain Marvel, and like maybe that could be a thing. Like Captain Marvel is like looked at as like the bad guy in this whole thing. That could be a thing too, which is interesting.
I was about to say that would be interesting. What else you got for me for Secret Invasion?
So I felt that this is just obviously personal feeling again. Some of the two biggest like conversations where people were spazzing off on the other person were kind of undermined a little bit. Like I feel, especially the Gravik talk to, now that we know it's Gaia, the Fury talk, which I thought they were building up for the whole series. I thought that moment was being built up for the whole series, like Gravik and Fury to come face to face. Obviously, Nick Fury does the whole bait and switch, and it turns out to be Gaia. I get that, but I felt like that conversation that Gravik was having with him was something that he needed to hear and be a part of. Like I felt like he needed to, because it felt like it was personal for both of them. So for them to not even come face to face and even have that conversation and hash that out, for me felt weird.
I disagree.
You disagree because look, if you go back and watch it again, knowing that that's Gaia instead of Fury, like you're gonna know that scene is just empty now though. Like he's talking to Gaia, but
for the villain it is, and that's the point. Like the villain, there's a you know the old saying, there's a fine line between the hero and the villain. And I feel like that's the point of that. Like right there, he feels like he was wronged and that he was owed. It's an ego thing. So he on an ego trip. Mm-hmm. He killing all of these humans. He hurting his own people because you wronged me. I had faith. You were my hero. I had faith in you.
Right.
And Fury don't give a damn. That's the whole point. Fury trying to save his PC. He don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't care. Like it was so. That's what that he, like you said, he did the whole bait and switch. I felt like that was the point. It shows you like Fury is so grounded. He's so focused on the bigger picture, not the personal agenda you got against me. The same thing that he deals with the Avengers. I loved it because for me it was like the villain was just talking his talk. He's monologuing. He's doing all of this, and the hero had to one up on him. Like that's kind of how it felt for me. So I don't know. I feel like I disagree there.
That's a good point too, though. That's definitely a good point. I felt like Fury. It felt like they were building up towards it, and like that he needed to hear that. Because
I felt like he didn't. That's why
I don't feel like he didn't need to hear that.
I felt like they were building it up, but that's why they did the whole bait and switch with Gaia, because it's like I felt like Fury the whole time when when you look at the show, like he doesn't care enough. The only reason he came back was because it was kind of personal, and he's the only one who knew about where the harvest was.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, he didn't care like about Gravik for real. He cared about Talos. I don't think he ever cared about Gravik. He just used Gravik.
Because didn't he say he like came down there because Gravik was going crazy, was acting up?
You said what?
Didn't he say like he came down from Saber because Gravik was acting up, right? Didn't he say that?
No, I thought he said because Gravik was the one that knew about the harvest.
About harvest. I don't know. I could be wrong. No. I see. You're the first person to say that. Give that perspective though. So like I can definitely see that. Like just knowing Fury,
right?
And like being like he don't really even. He above all that kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
I get that.
Like he's trying to stop an intergalactic war with the Skrull and Kree before it comes to Earth, which the Skrulls already. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's like, this is petty to me. Like this is like, what do you like? I don't. You know what I mean? Like, and I also, who's to say that he didn't hear that? Because maybe Gaia had one of the pieces in her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
possibly. No, I hear that. How did you feel about him just leaving? Like leaving, like after the president was like, he made his announcement or whatever, and then he just kind of like left.
Get them off my planet.
Yeah, but he just
And
like,
then Fury was like,
but he left that like, isn't that his mess though?
I feel like yes and no. Like I feel like he cleaned up the mess about the harvest because that's
Right,
what the main focus was. I feel like after Talos died, that's kind of I think it's a mixed message there. I mean, or not a mixed message, but I think that's the message there. Like that's what he gained trust. Like he's like, this ain't my mess. That's why he made Gaia the Super Skrull.
right. No, I do that. That was something that I had to think about, and that actually came to me later
Like
on. I
Fury
was like,
planned that.
he
You know
did,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he trusted her enough to give her that, and let her be her own thing, which was
And I
pretty
also
cool.
feel
Like,
like
I
he
actually,
owed her that. Like he was like,
yeah,
yo, like your father died and literally in front of me.
mm,
And he told her he was like, yo, you got to man up, woman up, basically. Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, do what needs to be done. I think that's what he told her. He's like, I'm gonna do what needs to be done or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was about the trust that he instilled in her. I don't feel like so. I feel like
So
in his eyes, he's like, yo,
he
you
just
got this.
you got, yeah. That's what.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so like,
you got this. You got the scrolls. You got the scrolls. I'm gonna handle the war between them, between you and
okay,
the Kree.
okay.
That's where I'm like. That's what I'm trying to think. Like he's
No,
kind of
yeah,
like,
okay, no, yeah. I can get down with that. I can get down with that.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Um.
think I hit on my most issues for Secret Invasion overall. Um,
Yeah. My last question to you is like, where do you think the MCU goes from here? Like, I think that, to me,
Loki.
well, yeah,
Oh
obviously
wait,
Loki.
yeah, Loki.
Yeah, obviously Loki. But I'm talking about like, I feel like a lot of people keep expressing their disinterest in like the 6 episode format. I feel like they gonna have to get like, they may have to come off of that, man. That's what it feels like to me. Or like
I agree.
something gonna have to change with these Disney Plus
But
shows.
it depends because like I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was a fire. Like Loki was fire. Well, Loki was amazing actually. Loki was more than fire. That thing was flames. But like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Loki was crazy good. Um, Falcon and Winter Soldier hit, and it only had 6 episodes. Um, I think the others, Moon Knight actually hit, even though it had only
Moon
six
Knight hits for
episodes.
me.
I think Moon Knight,
Moon
I
Knight
think Moon
hits.
Knight struggles a little bit. I think Moon Knight struggles a little bit. Like I think it has the issue that everybody's complaining about about with this show,
It does. It
the big
has that.
fight scene, that
Yeah,
big fight scene at the end. Like I think that was kind of like, eh.
it has that, and then like I think people were also expecting something different with that show as well. And I'm actually on the
Yeah, I
opposite of
wanted to
that.
see
I'm
more of the
actually,
supernatural side.
yeah, yeah. I'm actually on. I freaking love Moon Knight. Moon Knight's my third favorite Disney Plus show, and
What's
I
your first two?
Loki and WandaVision, and then
Okay,
it goes Moon Knight for me because I loved how different. To me, they still took a risk with it. Like it was still very
fair.
thought out, and like I think they took a risk, even though it wasn't what I expected to. And I even got hit to the Moon Knight comics before that came out. Like I was reading the hell out of Moon Knight comics before that came out, and I wasn't expecting. I was expecting like what you were saying, supernatural, badass dude running in the night, kind of beating people up type shit with the moon crescents. But he, it was a very psychological thing that they really dove into his character, and I still ended up loving it. So I mean, it is what it is, but. Secret Invasion is I only thing I hate is that I feel like it's not going to be impactful to a lot of people. Like I feel like a lot of people next year won't be talking about Secret Invasion. Like you know how we're just talking about WandaVision and Loki because they're great shows. I feel like that people are just
Yeah.
gonna forget about Secret Invasion. Is the only thing.
I think it's on that range of Hawkeye. Like nobody cares about Hawkeye that much. I think Hawkeye was actually very mid, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I thought it
Nobody
had some
talks
good
about it.
moments.
I
To
think it
me,
had some good moments.
some good
I think
moments,
it
some
had
really
some good moments.
cool arrow stuff going on.
You know what I mean? But overall, it ain't nothing crazy. I think Secret Invasion is actually better than Hawkeye, if I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Um, or they're about very close. That's very
Okay.
tough. They're very close. And nobody complains about Hawkeye because it's Hawkeye, it's Jeremy Renner, it's Kate Bishop, like they're great. But like because Secret Invasion had so great of a cast that it's like, and they had the plot of like, this isn't a show on a character. This is like an
This
event.
is yeah. That
I
hurts it
think
so
it's those
much.
two. I think it's those two. I'll tell you this though. You asked me a good question about where do I think the MCU goes from here, and it kind of goes into my next segue actually with the
Yeah.
synergy of comics.
Go
We all
ahead.
know Kevin Feige is now into comics. Like he's basically running the show, or on the most part, on a lot of the comic stuff. And we all thought that with the Ms. Marvel show, they were gonna, when they killed her off in the comics, they were bring her back with her powers,
Hmm.
like to the show, to bring in that synergy. Well, they killed her off, and they made her an X-Men, a mutant, like they did in the MCU. But she still has her same powers, and so I feel like, to fans of Ms. Marvel, like myself, I get it. You're trying to bring that synergy with her, as her and Captain Marvel
Right.
and Photon, which is Monica Rambeau's
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really needed to be done. Personally, I feel like this is the first time we're seeing Kamala on the screen. Why is she a Green Lantern in a sense? You know what I mean? Like, or that like the wrist bracelet unlocked her Green
Hmm.
Lantern-esque powers. You know what I mean? Like, um, so I don't know. Like, I love what they did with her in the comics. I'll be honest with you, that's kind of cool. Like that she's a Inhuman mutant. Like that's a unique twist. And comic books, let's talk about it. I mean, she's gonna be an X-Men. They have a whole new. They just announced that at San Diego Comic-Con they're gonna have a whole new era of X-Men,
Yep.
a whole new team of X-Men. Because right
Hmm.
now we are in the fall of X, and in the comic books industry, the fall of X just happened, or just started with the Hellfire Gala coming around the corner. That first, or that one-shot issue, I should say. So it's gonna be really like impactful and really big. But my focus has been on, like, you see the thumbnail. It's Kamala Khan.
Hmm.
They made her a mutant. They made her a mutant, and it's dope comic book wise. But in the MCU, I struggle with that synergy, because what is the point of making her like a light being? What did they say in the trailer? Like she can create light, or whatever the case may be. Like,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she can basically create light like that. Yeah.
and so I'm like, I don't. What? Why? What was the point of that? If you
So
weren't
you
gonna
would
give
you
her
would
that
have
power in the comics,
you
like,
would
I'm trying to
oh yeah.
understand.
So they didn't give her the yeah. You were saying they didn't give her the power in the comics, right?
Yeah,
She got the
yeah.
same stuff.
I
Interesting.
mean, maybe they will did later on down the line for that
Uh.
synergy. But me and Zen over at Listen 3K, we talked about that, like that MCU synergy, and I'm like, well, where is it if in the comics? Because you're
Hmm.
changing stuff, and again, these are all adaptations, so I try not to get too caught up on the coulda, shoulda, woulda
Yeah.
stuff. But as a comic fan, and I love Kamala Khan. Like the Avengers video game did her story better than this show did. If you
Yeah.
haven't played the Avengers video game, at least play the story. It's solid. Um, and they that the story did her, like the game did her story better than the show did. The show has a lot of great things. The representation hits, like the teenage aspect vibes, like all of
Yeah.
that hits. The
I love a
animation
lot
in the
of
show is.
that's yeah.
I like Miss Marvel. Like a lot of the beginning stuff was
Yeah.
awesome. One, like the later episodes kind of fell off for me, and it just, again, I didn't fall in love with it as much as I wanted to, because I really do like Miss Marvel a lot. Like that era of comic books is some of my favorite, when they're introducing these new characters that we are starting to love now, like Miles, like Kamala, like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
a lot of that stuff is my favorite. Mighty Thor, Sam Wilson, Captain America. So
Hmm.
to see like a character that I love in that era, especially like as called the heart and soul of the Marvel comics, like if you're gonna do this synergy thing, like at least give her the power in the comics, or just give her real powers in the MCU. Like it's not hard. I really
Yeah.
don't think it's hard to do either or. And so that's my biggest issue with comics, in the Kamala Khan situation. But I mean, there's some still great things that's happening in comics right now.
Yeah.
Ultimate Invasion, the event, is basically out, where the Maker is on a run, trying creating a whole new universe, basically rewriting the Ultimate Universe in his own image.
Okay.
And everybody knows the Ultimate Universe is where Miles Morales comes from.
Yes,
In
sir.
issue one, he actually, the Maker. For those that don't know, we're going to let you know, the Maker is evil Reed Richards from the alternate universe. Basically, he's the evil Mister Fantastic. He's just called
Okay.
the Maker. And in issue one of Ultimate Invasion, he actually goes to, and he's in 616 because they had him imprisoned. And he goes to Miles. He literally pulls up in Miles's house, and like Miles jumps up out of bed like on the ceiling. And he's like, "What the?" And he's like, and they have like this like otherworldly like energy signature or whatever. Like, and Miles can sense it. The Maker can sense it. He's like, "You're my brother. Like, we're the last two from another universe." And the Maker is like, and then Miles is like, "Well, what are you doing here? What do you want?" He's like, "I'm going home." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "And I figured I would ask if you wanted to come with me."
Mm.
He's like, and then Miles is like, "Nah, I'm good." He says just like that, "Nah, I'm good." And the Maker's like, "I figured you." He said, "I figured you would say as much." He's like, "But I wanted to ask my brother just in case."
Mm.
And then he just leaves, and he just leaves. And so I thought like that moment was unique. It was different.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what Ultimate Invasion is going on. Is the Maker is, like I said, the Maker is from the same universe that Miles is from.
He's a
Miles Morales,
evil
Spider Man. He's an evil version of Reed Richards.
Reed Richards.
And
I could see that being a problem. I could see that being
bro,
such a
it's the
problem.
problem. It is the problem.
Jesus,
One
stop,
of
yeah,
the. You think Kang and you think like think Doom is bad, like bro. You think Kang is bad? You think like I mean Kang is bad, but you
yeah.
think Thanos is bad? The Maker is the reason. Is one of the like Illuminati villains.
Mm.
Like he's bad, brother. He's bad. But that's one of the big things that's going on with the comics. Ultimate Invasion is a huge thing. Uh, you guys have been following us with us on our giveaways. We've been doing the giveaways.
Yeah.
So a lot of the comic runs that's been coming out right now, like the Hulk coming out. The Hulk, excuse me, the Hulk just came out. A new Black Panther issue just came out. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of great characters that are dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we will have some new giveaways coming out, so stay tuned. They will be
Stay
coming out within the
tuned.
next few weeks.
Stay tuned.
And
Stay
we are
tuned.
also, speaking of giveaways, want to do a little segue. We are very close on the alt times X. It's now called X. Twitter is
Ha!
now called X. Unfortunately,
Hell
we all
no.
know it.
Hell
I can't.
no.
I'm gonna say Twitter, and people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about? It's not Twitter anymore." So I'm gonna say X. But we are literally one follower away on X from 100 followers. So we just want to give a quick little surprise that whenever we get to that 100th follower, we will be doing a surprise giveaway, a
Yeah.
very very surprise giveaway. We will not say what
Mm-hmm.
it is, but we will be doing a surprise giveaway. So just follow us on Twitter, and I think that kind of really wraps it up for like my comic/giveaway
Yeah.
segment that I wanted to talk about. Ultimate Invasion and the Miss Marvel mutant stuff was really the biggest. Oh
Yeah.
no, I got one more thing.
Uh oh. Talk about it.
If you haven't been reading up on any IDW comics, I know that's not a comic usually we think really talk about. We're more Marvel and DC stuff. But if you haven't been following IDW publishing, uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is different, y'all.
I'm hearing
They've been
good
going on with
things.
the last Ronin has been out for a while, since like last year or the year before, excuse me. And they have it as different formats. I definitely recommend reading it, whether it's digital, you go to get a paperback, a hardback cover or a hardcover, excuse me. But definitely check out the last Ronin. I highly recommend it. We posted it on our socials. We've talked about it. I got one of my bosses actually reading it right now because he wanted to get reading into the comics and he loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that's been a big thing for like a while now. Everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And as for throughout this year, we posted it on our socials, but they've been doing the Lost Years, the last Ronin, the Lost Years of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, which is basically Michelangelo, the after the time jump. In the last Ronin, it's a huge time jump.
Yeah.
The Lost Years are basically the time in between the time jumps. The time skip. So that's been going on huge. And while that's showing you what happened in the past, it's also what's going on in the present with the new group of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that is being trained by April O'Neil and Casey Jones's daughter. So Michelangelo in the last Ronin, if you haven't read it, a little bit of a spoiler here, but it's been out for a long time now, so can't really say it's too much of a spoiler. But Michelangelo obviously is the last Ronin. We all know that he was the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle alive, and during the time skip, he goes back to the New York City, which is now called something different, to fight Shredder's grandson. All his brothers are dead. He thinks everybody is dead. Find out April O'Neil is. What'd you say? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you. Nah.
You can hear me now though.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, my bad. No, I was saying I heard about this little story. I think somebody was explaining it or something. I might have seen a video on it. Somebody was telling the
Yeah.
story.
And so, long story short, because I don't want to go too long into it, but Michelangelo goes back to New York to fight Shredder's grandson. He finds out April O'Neil is still alive. They had a kid. Her and Casey had a kid. Casey's dead as well. All like as well as all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But Casey, they had a kid. April called him Casey. So Casey O'Neil is April O'Neil and Casey Jones' daughter, and she becomes a disciple of Michelangelo. At the end of the novel, Michelangelo passes like his like Shredder's book. I mean, not Shredder. Splinter's book to O'Neil, which is like their lessons, all of the lessons that the
Right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have learned. And Casey O'Neil is now teaching new mutant turtles ninja. So they are raising them. She's raising them just like Splinter raised the
Oh
turtles
yeah.
and teaching them the ways of ninja, like the so
Sensei.
they are the new group of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the reason I bring this up is because right before we segue, I mean it's kind of like comic book segue into the San Diego Comic Con, but at San Diego Comic Con, it was announced that they will be doing a new The Last Ronin Part 2, and it's going to be all of the present day Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know all of their names off the top of my head. I think one's name is Odin, the other's name is Uno, one is Onji, I think, and I don't remember the last one's name, but I know they're all different colors, like turtles,
Mm-hmm.
shapes, and sizes. They have different patterns on them, so they're all different. Like you can all tell the difference between them. And one of them, I think one or two of them is a girl or
Mm-hmm.
girls, which I thought was really unique and cool. I think they're awesome. They all look great. And I'm actually really excited to see read some other comics besides
Some
Marvel and DC.
superhero
I've been
stuff.
reading
Yeah.
up with these characters, you know what I'm saying? Like for a while, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we all kind of love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so I think that was a really cool thing I wanted to just bring up for San Diego Comic Con and as comics.
Yeah.
Also, we're all gonna go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie in August when it comes out this next month. I'm already getting my tickets. I'm going with like a whole group of my friends. Listen, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be great time. I can't wait to see it. I will be giving y'all the spoilerless reviews. We will be talking about it on here for sure. Got to make it an episode. Got to talk about it.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
but that's really it I got for comics, bro.
Yeah.
We can kind of talk about the San Diego Comic Con stuff because that's big. You know what I mean? Like I kind of talked
Yeah,
about it a little bit.
I kind of hovered over some things that was coming out. I know well, where do you want to start? Go ahead, give me where you want to start with the San Diego Comic Con. The Spider-Man stuff or what?
Well, we talked about comics, obviously. So I guess I'll talk about one other thing since this is a comic.
Mhm.
Um, it's not a comic, but it strives from comics, and that is we got the release date for Invincible season 2.
Oh
We
yeah.
finally got it.
Oh
Finally got it.
yeah.
You know, Invincible originally was a comic. For those that have not read it, I highly recommend it. I actually have to get into it myself. I've read certain panels, things like
Yeah.
that, but I've never read it in full. Never read any chapters or excuse me or issues specifically. So I can't
Yeah.
even sit here and tell y'all I need to get on there. I need to get on that. You know what I
Yo.
mean? But we got the issue 2, excuse me, season 2 release date.
Yeah.
And they actually online right now, they gave us about
Oh,
an hour one shot
right.
of Adam Eve, a special episode. And I think that's perfect to hold us over, you know what I'm saying, for a few months. I actually haven't watched it yet. So when I watch it, I will be doing, you know, a little review on the socials for it. We will be talking about it. But that could be maybe next episode we'll talk a little bit about. I'll gloss over it. But I've been hearing really great things. I've seen these fight scenes of her online. It looks like she's a freaking Green Lantern mixed with, I don't know, crazy people's power. Like she's awesome. You know what I mean? She's awesome. So definitely want to check that out. And I think that's really, really cool from to see from Invincible. Like we weren't even expecting that. It was just a
Yeah,
special
we weren't
surprise. Like,
expecting that.
here you go, here you go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was really, really awesome. that's really on the comic side, which goes into the shows. I think we can dive into the Spider-Man stuff from San Diego Comic-Con, man.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
let you go first.
Well, before that, I mean, Invincible. Yeah, I freaking loved Invincible. I don't know what even made me watch it. I don't remember what made me like click on that show at all. I don't know what I
It was
watched
a
to be
superhero
like,
show. That's why.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know what made me like get it. I think somebody just told me just watch it or something like that. And like, man, I'm watching, and then at the end of that first episode, I'm like, yo, what is this? What is this?
Yes, sir.
I've never had a cartoon make me feel like uncomfortable that way. Like, dang, he really like breaking these people like crazy. Yeah, it's wild, man, and it just like continued on throughout the whole season. You're like, wow,
Oh yeah,
this is some wild stuff. And they got a what's his name?
graphic.
What's his name? That plays Omni? Is it Omni Man?
Yeah, Omni-Man.
J
J.K.
Jonah,
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yeah, J.K. Simmons, yeah, he's very perfect for that role. He's really good. But yeah, Invincible is incredible, man. I cannot wait for season 2, and I definitely need to watch that one off too as well. Yeah, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, moving on to Spider-Man 2, we got the story trailer, and we got this PlayStation stuff, right? I know you signed up for some of those things. What did you end up getting?
Ah man, we'll do a little unboxing, but y'all already know. Like we talked about it last time. I got the collector's edition of
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2. So I will be doing a live unboxing
yeah,
for that on whenever I get it. Like the day it comes out, I'll be doing a live unboxing for the collector's edition. But this past Friday, they released the panels from San Diego Comic-Con. They released the panels, the PlayStation 5 limited edition of Spider-Man, like a
right.
PS5 version of Spider-Man 2, and the controller. Now, I have a PS5 already, so I was just gonna try to get the panels, but unfortunately, the panels sold out in like 4 or 5 minutes everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that.
Um,
Tough.
I've been looking online. If y'all have a spot that y'all can send it to me, I will pay extra. Not crazy, but I will pay extra for it. I want them. I really, really, really want them. So, but I still take my blessings where I get them. Y'all know me. I'm very grateful. And I did get a W that day. I got the controller. I was very lucky enough to get the order on the controller confirmed. Um, so when that comes in, I'll do a little quick unboxing. Well, I'll do the unboxing with the collector's edition of the, the game
Of
itself.
the game
So
itself, right?
I was super hyped. I'm super hyped. But yeah, man, that's kind of how Spider-Man 2 rounded out for me. But like Dennis
Right.
said, we got the story trailer,
How'd you feel
and it
about it?
really I'm loving it, man. I don't really have any flaws about it.
Yeah,
It looks like that boy Harry is gonna be
yeah.
Venom. But they could be throwing us with a twist. We don't know. Like
Why would
we
they
really
do
don't
that?
know.
Why would they throw us for
I
a
mean, they
twist?
did that with the first one. They did that with the
Yeah.
first one. We thought the main villain was gonna be, I think, Kingpin or something. Remember? And it turned
Mm-hmm.
out, or Mister Negative, we thought, and it turned out to be
Mm.
Doc Ock.
Yeah. That's
You know,
true.
we don't, you don't know. You
You
don't
never
know. You
know.
don't know.
We'll
I'm
see how
waving the white flag, but I don't know.
we'll see how spicy they get with it. But yeah, man, that
I'm
story
looking forward to
trailer.
it.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it so much, man. It's such a. The more I watch it, I'm like, yo, this it's going to play so cinematic. Like we're actually playing a movie. It's gonna be so
Right.
crazy. That's what it
Right.
feels and looks like, man. It just looks incredible. The motions look so fluid to me. It's just like, man, I'm so
Right.
curious to play it now. I just want to get in that world and I just want to get into it. I want to be in New York swinging around as
Bruh.
Spider-Man, both of them.
And I will be going on a platinum of Miles Morales before Spider-Man 2
Yeah,
comes out. I already beat the story, of course, but I'll do a little story recap of the first game.
yeah,
Then I will do a story recap of the second of Miles Morales, and then the platinum Miles Morales. So it's gonna be a really fun time. You know what I'm saying, with
yeah.
Spider-Man. These next, like around this, what would it come out? October 20th,
That's a great
something
question.
like that.
I can look it
I
up.
think it's October 20th. It's gonna be a
Mhm.
good time these next few months. For us on stream, yeah, I tell y'all that, playing games and things like that. But we are
Yeah,
investing into the Spider-Man on our gaming lives. I will tell you, like Dennis said, I agree. It is
October
gonna be. It's
20th.
like
You're
playing
right.
a movie. October 20th. So
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, from around that September, beginning of October month, you will be seeing
Yeah.
a lot of Spider-Man content from us.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man content, sidebar before we continue with Comic-Con stuff, they did announce that Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse will
Ah.
be delayed indefinitely, no release date.
Ah.
I'm sorry for all of y'all fans out there, like me, of Spider-Verse, but we had to bring it up. Had to bring it
Ah.
up. What else you got from Comic-Con, bro? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Let's see, man. It depends on what you're into. I mean, they dropped a lot of stuff. Like you already covered some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. We covered some of the Spider-Man things.
Yes,
The
sir.
dual. Before we actually move on to that, do you think Venom is going to be a playable character?
Yes.
Yes. Interesting.
Yes.
All
That
right.
scene in the trailer where he just jumps out of
Yeah.
the off the helicopter and it
Yeah.
crashes and he's like around, like it just feels like
It
it's a
feels
fight
like
scene.
a playable thing, huh? All right.
Yep.
Let's see. You already talked about Marvel teasing big X-Men stuff for 2024.
Yes, sir, bruh. That's gonna be super crazy. I feel like Miss Marvel's gonna lead a team, y'all. I'm telling you, I
She
don't
might
know.
be.
She's gonna be on the team, but I don't know if she'll be. But listen,
It's gonna be
yeah,
some nice, huh?
yeah.
The Marvels dropped a trailer.
Ooh,
That
that was
that.
at San Diego Comic Con.
I'm looking at yeah. Marvel Studios showed off second trailer for its upcoming MCU. Yeah, I guess it happened during San Diego
During
Comic
that,
Con, and then they just put it out on everywhere else. So
okay,
that's when
okay.
that came out.
That was a solid trailer. I'm not gonna lie to you. I appreciated the first teaser a whole lot. The second trailer, it just expanded on kind of what we already knew was gonna be happening. But
Right.
I mean, it looks solid. It
Yeah.
does look really solid. I'm
I'm
ready for this movie.
I'm really interested in this movie. I really am.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
actually really excited about it, man. So I mess with all three of those actresses like heavy,
same,
like
same,
heavy, dude.
same.
Like this is crazy.
Hey, shout out to Iman Vellani for writing the Miss Marvel comic. By the way,
Facts, facts, facts,
She's
facts.
co-writing it. Like that's huge. The fact that we're getting actresses that's portraying the characters to now, like influence the comics themselves. That to me,
Yo,
that's what it's all about. Like a fan
yo,
being able to not only portray this character, but like help create more about this character. So
and
I
she
think that's
deserves
awesome.
it. She deserves it
She
because
deserves
she
it. She's
really
such a
loves this
great.
shit too. Like
Yeah,
you can
she
see
loves
it.
this stuff,
You can
yo.
see it with her. Like she loves this stuff, man. That's
Yep,
awesome. It's really
yep,
nice to
yep.
see people that are invested in what they are doing, like actually really love what they're doing. For
Yes, sir.
sure. I mess with that, man. Let's see. We had some other things. I mean, they had some The Walking Dead stuff. They had a Rick and Morty stuff, which I'm not a big Rick and Morty guy. But I guess
I
they're having
actually
a
really
Rick
like
and
Rick and Morty. What's
it's
going on
like
with Rick and Morty?
apparently they're gonna have an anime as part of the Rick and Morty 10th
Oh,
anniversary
okay.
panel. Adult Swim shared the first teaser trailer for upcoming Rick and Morty anime series. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. I'll check it out.
John.
I'll check it
Yeah.
out.
Well, possibly. Why not? Right. John Wick spinoff. Homelander, Peacemaker are going to Mortal Kombat. I don't know. Are you a
Oh
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat kind of
yes
guy?
sir, yes sir. I will
All right.
definitely be getting Mortal Kombat 1. Y'all can check out the streams because I will be on it.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat 1 is gonna be fun. You could see me catch. I'll definitely stream because you can catch me playing as those characters. For sure, for sure.
Got you. Ooh, I didn't. One thing you didn't talk about in the comics, the new Punisher stuff. I know that was a thing too. Like
Oh, did they
where
announce
they're.
who the new Punisher's gonna be?
I don't know if they. I don't know if they announced who the person is, but I know it's not Frank Castle, right? Like
Yes,
it's.
yeah, it's gonna be a
Oh,
new
okay. The
Punisher.
new Punisher's identity of Joe Garrison, a former Black
Is
Ops
who?
agent. For Joe Garrison is a former Black Ops agent for Shield. Is now going to be Punisher.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'll read
What?
it.
I'll read
I'll read
it.
it. I'ma read it.
Facts. Other than that, do you remember of anything else? I'm just kind of going down the list
Nah,
here.
honestly, bro, I really feel like we hit a lot of the topics that I wanted to discuss, like the
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff,
yeah.
Invincible. I think that we and Spider Man. Those were like my main
Those are the
big
big
things.
ones. Yeah.
I think I think we hit everything.
Hey man, looks like we hit everything. The only thing I gotta say left to everybody is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the
Subscribe to the
channel,
channel
man. And I'm doing these anime reactions. I just released one today, or was it yesterday? It was today, this morning, actually.
today. It was this morning.
Yeah, I mean, enjoying this ride on Bleach, enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen. Both of them are heat right now. I mean,
We might do like a halfway mid or like
yeah.
some of jujitsu. We'll do some. We'll
We'll
talk
do
about it. Don't
something.
worry. We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about it for sure.
We're gonna have to hit on that because yeah, it's things are happening. Things are
Thangs is
happening.
banging. Look, Thangs is banging.
Yeah, man.
Um, definitely want y'all to go ahead and check me out on the Twitch this Wednesday. Well, I don't know when you're gonna put this video out.
It'll be out before this Wednesday. Yeah.
All right. So look, this Wednesday for sure, August 2nd, around 8 p.m., I will be doing an unboxing of Horizon Forbidden West Collector's Edition. Got the whole statue. I want to build it up. You know what I'm saying? So I will be doing that, and that'll be going me straight into them streaming online and playing Horizon Forbidden West the game to try to platinum it. So just doing a little 2 segue stream of unboxing the collector's edition straight into trying to platinum the game itself. Y'all come join me on that ride, man. Make sure you follow us on the channel.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on the socials at The Alt Time. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Like Dennis always say, super smash that like button.
Super smash the like button.
Follow Dennis as well on Twitch. TATdennis. He's gonna have all of the socials.
Yeah, we'll have it all down there. Starting to get the Twitch thing kicking up.
Oh man, yo, come join us in the Discord, man, bro. It's a free invite, nothing. Right. We got like a support building thing that you might win some giveaways, some opportunities to write for the website, man. Check out our website, man. You already know I gotta get myself back into some writing, so we will have some more articles coming soon. But yeah, man, we've been working, and we want y'all to know that y'all are invited to come work with us, man.
Yeah,
come
and y'all are appreciated. We love y'all, man. We love y'all. Thanks for supporting us. We're nothing without you guys for sure. And hey man, we love doing this. We love talking about all this stuff every time. So there's a lot to look forward to. And we'll be back. Sir. We'll be back either next week or the week after. We'll be one of these weeks. We'll be back.
We gonna be back.
We'll be back talking about some more stuff. All right. And that's that on that, man. Anything else you got to say?
Nah, bro, that's it, man. Appreciate y'all. Much love.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for tuning in.
See y'all in the next episode. Peace.